congratulations on going platinum, first of all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. What was that feel? How'd you find out that you did?
Somebody sent me a screenshot of the RIAA certification, and I was just like, wow.
And you're like, I don't know what this is, but it sounds good to me, right?
Right before my album dropped. I was
Oh my
like,
God.
That's God's divine appointment.
I mean, I'm loving the fact that you're coming out with a new album so I can get the Git Up out of my head. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but you can add to it.
So tell me about where the idea for the song came from.
The Git Up.
Yeah.
Well, I started with a lap steel, and then I put the 808s, the snares, the hi-hats, the spoons, anything I could find that made a noise. And I got finished building the track. Then I started writing it and doing the dance steps together. You know, I'm making sure they all went together. And I had never done the whole dance of 3 minutes and 32 seconds.
Yeah.
As I got finished, I did that whole dance. I almost passed out.
Okay. So where did the dance moves come from? Like, did you make this up yourself? Or?
Oh yeah.
And then it really caught on.
I made it up. You know, just dances I seen over the time, growing up in the country and in the hood, and then some things that I came up with just out the blue. The woo-hoo-hoo is gonna forever be a dance step.
That's what it is, the woo-hoo-hoo?
Yeah.
I love that. So, I mean, did it trip you out that then you see like all these people across the country doing your dance moves, like cops and firefighters, or they're all doing it?
Yeah, it definitely tripped me out. I'm still like in that moment where I haven't really grasped it all, but I know that it is reality and I'm not dreaming.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful moment.
So your music is super unique. You call it trailer trap?
Yeah, trailer trap.
Is that what it is? What is trailer trap?
It's essentially country music with 808s. Trailer park music meets trap music. I just bridge the gap, call it trailer trap.
I like that. So a lot of this comes from your background. I mean, did you grow up in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about, how what inspiration you got from your childhood that inspired you to create the kind of music. It's a perfect blend, right?
I grew up in Bankhead Coach, but I can't just say one hood I grew up in. I also spent my teenage years on Washington Road. And, when you move around, you just from Atlanta, it's just a whole, you know what I'm saying? It ain't one space, but Bankhead Court was my childhood, and there were no soft landings. The walls were brick on the inside of the apartment, and they were brick on the outside.
Yeah.
And the floors were like hard concrete. It looked like marble, but I know it was marble because it was the hood. So
you grew up, and your album kind of speaks to this too, the way you grew up.
Yeah, Honeysuckle and Lightning Bugs actually ties those two words together. That's why I titled it that.
Okay.
I had Honeysuckle and Lightning Bugs in the hood, and I had Honeysuckle and Lightning Bugs in the country. It always made me feel like those two things made me feel like I was at home no matter where I was, no matter what circumstances were around me.
Yeah.
And it inspired my whole sound. It's just the essence of learning about Johnny Cash and listening to Johnny Cash and Tim McGraw, and then going into Outkast, who was more than rap. They were like pop, they were everything.
Yeah. Did people try to sort of force you into one genre?
No. I mean,
was it difficult for you to like push back and say, no, I want to do, like country is in my blood, like I want to do this?
Well, when I first started off in like 2008, people were like, man, you black, you can't do no country. And I said, well, look at Darius Rucker. And they told me, well, he tricked everybody. He was in Hootie and the Blowfish. And I was just like, well, we're just going to keep on moving.
Right.
2011, I started adding 808s to my records. And that's when I bridged the two worlds together, and I didn't have to choose one lane. It was everything God could ever wish to represent. And it really caught on. So I mean, Lil Nas X also came out with his song, which caught fire around the same time that you did. Off. It took off before mine there. Yeah. I dropped mine May 4th, and I put up a 1-minute video on a social platform, and it got like 5 million views that first week. That was like April 19th or something. Yeah. Yeah. So things weren't always easy for you, right? Definitely not. How did you get your single out there, and what kind of work did you have to do to get this done? Well, on top of that, like just building this whole project, before the Git Up came along, I was done with my whole album, what you hear now, Honeysuckle and Lightning Bugs. The Get Up was the last record. I had been building this album since 2011, 2012. So it's 8 years of hard work and dedication. I have like the original versions of each of these songs before they changed so many I changed so many meticulous little things in them to make them what they are now sonically. I just felt like I just wanted more for each record. It ain't really that hard. I think I was blessed because I put out a record and the world showed me that they loved it.
Yeah.
There was no marketing dollar or anything behind the Get Up.
Okay.
I started radio 3 months after the song was already #1.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wait, so, okay, I heard something about you would drive to get your demo tapes out there.
Who told you that little secret? See, somebody getting
We
in
have
the juice.
moles everywhere.
Who getting in the juice? Well, I used to get into like shared rides. And I still get in shared rides these days. And people be like, man, is that the guy from the Get Up? Is that,
What, like a Via? Like you?
Like lifts and stuff.
Yeah.
I get in shared rides. I just feel like that's one way to keep on communicating with the people and figuring it out. You just never know who's gonna get in that ride with you, like a box of chocolates.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you can share your music and people gonna keep it real, especially if they don't care how you feel. They're gonna tell you, man, that suck, or that's great. That's how I chose every record on my album.
Wow. Yeah. What's your favorite song on the?
I got a lot of favorites. I started Temporary Insanity at the beginning, the way I did with the car, because I love classic cars, and it talks about like back in the day I would chase charts because I was running for other people.
Yeah.
And now that I'm in the driver's seat, my thing is not about chasing charts, but chasing hearts. So a lot of things change. So it talk about that temporary insanity of being in a place where you're looking for the wrong recognition rather than purpose over everything. And,
yeah.
You know, I got songs on there from Funky Tonk to Ghetto Memories, talking about the honeysuckle and lightning bugs, catching them. And then you get into Gemini.
Yeah.
And to me, I named that record Gemini, even though it don't say Gemini not one time, because it's that moment where you switch roles while you're on the road, and you just need to do something about it in life and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now there's an interesting story behind your name too, because it's not Blanco Brown.
Yeah, my real name is Benny.
Okay.
And people used to call me Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm from the hood, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't always a positive person. I used to fight and stuff, but I would always get away with it.
Right.
And, I had only been to jail a couple times for things that I got banged up on, but a lot of things, God was on my side.
Yeah.
And I just decided to, get rid of those type of energies around me and things of that nature and stick with the positivity. It's just been a blessing to actually realize what you put out, you get back.
Yeah.
And I always tell people still, though, there's no positive without a negative sign.
Yeah.
You have to put a dash across the middle, then put a line vertical. There's no positive without a negative. It all works together.
Wait, so who's your biggest inspiration in terms of your music?
I have several different inspirations, from Donny Hathaway to Sam Cooke, the Outkast to Johnny Cash to Tim McGraw, Aretha Franklin. I can keep on going, but we ain't got enough time.
I love Aretha. Tim McGraw, did you perform with him recently?
I met Tim McGraw in Australia, the most surreal feeling in the world. And then he asked me to sing the song that shaped my childhood to now, Don't Take the Girl.
Stop it. And what was that like for you?
It was a moment that I can't even grasp the words on still to this point, because it just didn't feel like it could actually be my reality.
Yeah.
I have my cousins, my brother, and everybody hit me up like, man, this moment really happened. You got to sing with Tim McGraw. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah. And then you broke out into dance.
Yeah, and the first thing I told him, I said, well, what's some facts that I realized about the song? Johnny would be 33 today, because I'm 34, and when I first heard the song, I was 9. Johnny was 8 going fishing with his dad, and his son would be 10 because they had him at 23. And he, 10 years later, he'd be 33, I'm 34, and he was just like, you good.
So wait a second, is this going to lead to maybe a collaboration between you guys?
Hey, Tim, if you're out there listening, let's do something.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.